You've run for office in various forms for the better part of a decade, including as a libertarian, first in Colorado at the state house level, then the U.S. Senate there in Colorado, and then here in New Hampshire for Congress in 2022, and now again this year. How do you respond to critics that you moved to New Hampshire for a political win?
Well, thank you for hosting this debate. I wish we had more debates like this, but unfortunately, this is only second debate, but also last debate between me and Maggie. She refused 3 college debates. It's unfortunate because I would love to take questions from our youth voters and college students. It's their future they're voting for. And people might not know, since I became an American citizen 30 years ago, I joined the Republican Party. I was there for 13 years. And because they left me 2008, and I put the principle over the party, and I left. And the Libertarian Party in Colorado, which is the birth state of the Libertarian Party, they asked me to run for them. Just simply tell my stories, be a line holder. That's what I did. And I found out I was not effective because I could not get into debate like this, which is my dream coming true today, being here to debate my opponent and everybody who watch it. I always put my principle over the party and put the country over the party. I'm independent-minded.
What about the critiques that you moved from Colorado to New Hampshire simply to try to win political office?
Well, those people say whatever they want. I always tell people I have been consistent for the past 12 years. The only reason I got into politics because I see the country is moved down wrong direction. I have a freedom to decide whatever I want to do, whatever I want to run. I take a personal risks by running for office in this country. Get on CCP's blacklist, cannot see your family for your past 9 years, and let the people to judge. Do you need a courageous woman like this in D.C. to fight for American ideals and values, or you just want to attack me because I keep running for office, because our country is going down wrong direction? That's why I'm running.
Next question, Ariel Metropolis.
Thank you, Adam. Right now, so many people are frustrated by the cost of daily life. Ms. Tang Williams, to you first. You've blamed inflation on federal spending, but actually getting Congress to agree on the types of cuts that would help would likely take a very long time. So, day one in Congress, what's a bill that you could propose to quickly cut costs for Granite Staters?
Number one, we need to freeze all federal hirings. Our federal government is not affordable. The budget is huge. We are $35 trillion in debt. But Democrats, including my opponent, blame on corporations for high inflation. Only in Washington, D.C., the government can print unlimited money and borrow in order to pay, to cover their pet projects, their priorities. But on the back of regular working class families and fixed income seniors and the small business people. When they flood market with tons of printed money, that's how you cause inflation. It's not corporation, it's simple economics 101. I think all the politicians who don't understand that, they should go back to economics 101 schools to learn who caused high inflation. It's not the private sector, it's always the federal government who can print money. If you and I print money, we go to jail. So that's the worst situation. So I like to stop that. I like to get people together to talk about what we can do in order to cut down out of control government spending.
Ms. Cooper.
Here you are again, Maggie. It's caused by federal government. You're part of a Biden administration who causes high inflation. I heard people who are in my district complaining about high cost everything, but you don't have solutions. You're just repeating DNC talking points. Do you have independent thinking skill? Or you need to go to business school to study economics 101, who actually caused inflation? It's a federal government printing money. It's $1 is devalued to 70 cents, or maybe later go to 50 cents. That's why people are buying other things rather than continue to use fiat money. They're buying gold, buying silver, buying crypto because they say US dollar is going down.
Lily, give her a chance to respond.
You are wealthy. You are worth $20 million to $30 million. How do you know about regular people suffering? Do you go shopping, go to Walmart, buy food? I talk to those people. And you pretend to be renter in Nashua a few months ago, moved back to run for this open seat with millions of dollars from Washington, D.C. insiders. And the millions of dollars. I don't have money to run a TV ad. And you pretend you are poor, complain rent is so high. You couldn't save that apartment for other people to rent in Nashua. Just go back to your $2 million home in Portsmouth. Please don't say that, because you do not understand regular people's concern. People cry in my arms on District 2.
Maggie, and should Congress do something dramatic to lower the cost of child care?
I don't know what that dramatic means. When government prints money, drive up a cost of energies, food, and labor cost goes up. Then unnecessary regulations make lots of people who want to maybe take care of children also have to go through red tapes. When government creates a problem, then they blame on other things. Then they offer bigger government solutions to give you more printed money, then inflation goes up some more. It's a vicious circle. We need to bring down inflation. That will drive the labor costs going down. And then we look at our spending priorities. And what is reason we come together? We need to put our people first. But don't forget, we sent $175 billion to Ukraine. $175 billion. Every Democrat in U.S. House voted for it and waved Ukrainian flag, where our people, our veterans, our mom, dad cannot afford simple daily costs like that. And the mainstream media don't report that. And I need to tell you the truth. Who is going to put the people's interests first?
Ms. Tang Williams.
Ms. Tang Williams, in 2016, when you were running for U.S. Senate in Colorado, you told Colorado Public Radio at the time that Medicare and Social Security should be returned to their roots as a safety net for the poor and the disadvantaged in our country, not a guaranteed retirement plan. Could you explain your position on Social Security, who should receive it, what age they should get it, and what should happen to the folks entering now, should this be a public option for those entering the workplace?
Well, that's what I learned after I come to this country. Where did the Social Security come from? When was it created? And I did some research with my husband's help. It's supposed to be providing insurance for the people, and later, for their older years. But then it got bigger and bigger, and everybody trying to use it as a political slush fund. And there's no lockbox, there's no trust fund. That's why we'll talk about today, that money is going to be running out. So it got bigger and bigger, and they have more and more people get on it. And even some programs that they're trying to get illegal immigrants who come here, if you give them a pathway to green card citizenship, they can't get on that too. So there's no trust fund, and it's just political slush fund. I want to protect that for our seniors. It's earned benefits. That's not money that the federal government should not touch with, should not play with.
Should receive Social Security.
People who pay into the system all their lives, and they should have guaranteed benefits today. But not, if you're not American citizen, you never pay into the system, then you should not come in to share that pie, piece of pie. That's what I truly believe. I have lots of people who tell me that they are living on fixed income. They are really suffering right now.
Thank you.
We have a common ground. We want to protect Social Security. Except we disagree on one thing. Should the federal government stick its fingers into Social Security cookie jar and get caught, and constantly use it as slush fund, and constantly get other people move on to Social Security, SSI, and to get benefits when have not paying to benefits? Our senior citizens deserve better. And if you are not part of the Biden administration, open border policies, maybe we shouldn't have so many illegals coming and draining our financial resources in this country. And
Ms. Tang Williams, immigration question for you.
Maggie is trained very well to not answer questions directly and repeat her party talking points and not offer solutions to the reality. This is a big issue that the grand legislators are concerned with. Ever since Biden became president, he's the one who uses pen. Reverse the previous President Trump's border policies. and enabled 11 million illegals in this country with taxpayers' incentives and funding for factoring cities and cost crime range. You should be responsible. You should not even run for Congress because you are part of that regime who caused this problem. Now you offer bigger government solution, more money. You don't need more money. You need to use his pen to reverse.
30 seconds. Let's get a question to you on immigration that you should answer here. You know, you said that border security is a top issue. You just said that now, and you support efforts to make sure that people coming to the U.S. are doing so legally. The top priority, of course, of an incoming Trump administration will be mass deportations. He said that repeatedly. Now, you're an advocate for human liberty. If this policy gets implemented on an expedited basis, are you okay with federal agents or National Guards troops being deployed domestically, going door to door in certain neighborhoods to round up undocumented immigrants?
Well, I'm a legal immigrant. I came here right away. It took me 6.5 years to become citizen. My brother waited in China for 13 years, come here, and he could be here earlier if we had a streamlined process. It is a slap in the face to all the legal immigrants who are still waiting in line all over the world with American sponsors. And some of them have been waiting for over 10 years. What kind of message do we want to send to the world? If you follow the law, we're going to punish you. And if you come here illegally, we can give you quick pass to citizenship. I support deport all the illegal aliens who committed crime immediately. If we take over the White House and the U.S. Congress, and for the people who come here have not committed crime, and it's up to the red state. Red state can say, let's deport them from red state first. Then for the people who really want to become American citizens and got adopted by American citizens as sponsors, then there's some, I'm open to talk about that human way. If you take a welfare away, some people would self-deport. You'll be peacefully self-deport with the transportation help.
Ms. Tong-Williams, thank you. Next question from Ariel Metropolis.
Another important topic for many voters is abortion. Ms. Tong-Williams, to you first on this one. You've said that decisions on abortion should be left up to the states. But as a candidate with libertarian roots, why should any government, including at the state level, be able to decide whether and when a woman can have an abortion?
I do believe it is a state issue. I have said that repeatedly, and my opponent lies about me. I will not vote at the federal level to ban abortion. Actually, I did say before, I'm very sympathetic towards both lives are involved on this issue. It is not about healthcare choice. You know why? Because there are two lives. If a baby can exist outside the mother's body, why do you want to act like a communist China to kill that baby? Are we the country who value human life and who value a woman also who needs help, who wants to choose but needs help? I think it's a state issue. I respect our state decision through the largest representative government in our country. And then right now we have legal abortion, safe abortion up to 6 months. And that's the people decided through their representatives. And Maggie does not believe people in New Hampshire have a right to decide that. But her top issue is protect democracy. Is that DC democracy or New Hampshire granted status democracy?
Ms. Tong-Williams, we have a question for you first. There has been some lack of clarity regarding your position about what happened back in 2020 and 2021 when it came to the peaceful transfer of power. Can you please tonight clarify for voters at home, did President Joe Biden win the 2020 election, and was it a free and fair election?
I have said before, we have President Biden as in the White House. And he won the election. He was certified, but some people had questions about our elections. There are some questionable evidence to suggest our federal government censored during pandemic the COVID-19 information, and including Hunter Biden laptop information. Facebook CEO come out to say that. Lots of people were censored, were canceled because of that. So 2020 election, how do you call that? 100%, no question asked. So people had the questions, they were upset, and they want to protest it. But I have said that again and again, that we need to move forward, and Biden is our president, but his disastrous 4 years is not good for our country, for our people. I hope people realize that, and I hope we change the direction of this country.
But to be clear, do you believe that the election in 2020 was fair and free?
Well, I always say this, I do not know. I can tell people when I don't know something, I tell you the truth. I don't know. I'm not God. I'm not angel. I don't pretend I know everything. I had the questions myself, but once we move on, Biden is the president, then we start to look at our country moving forward. But you cannot call people, even look at Hillary Clinton challenged 26 elections. Many times I remember on TV, people are allowed to question and to answer and take, like we just cannot pretend we know everything. So when I say I don't know, I'm honestly tell you, I don't know. I just had the questions.
Ms. Good
Williams, you've criticized what you call the top-down response so far when it comes to the federal government's role in fighting climate change. Do you believe that the climate is changing in ways that is impacting people's lives and that there should be government intervention?
Well, climate change is real. I don't like top-down, for example, and the Inflation Reduction Act, Green New Deal, it did not reduce inflation, increase it. Plus, that all Democrats voted on the party night for that bill, it actually took our Medicare money to go support their projects in Green New Deal, including Biden pro-China economic policies. If Chinese state enterprises want to team up with some so-called American companies to come here to build battery factories, solar panels, then we give them our tax subsidy money. That's taxpayers' money. People might not know. Go to foreign country that is not friendly towards us. So either Biden and your economic Green New Deal policies, pro-China with pro-American workers, and give them the credit. And they are building factory now in Michigan. I have come out against it. And I call out this move Medicare money to go to pay their pet project and Green New Deal and a huge amount of money they spend and give to the foreign government.
Where would you cut?
Freeze federal hirings. And Rand Paul has a plan called the 6 penny. He used to have 1 penny plan. For every dollar federal budget, you cut 1 penny. When your family is struggling in debt and you have to cut expenses, when I got laid off, I cut my family expenses 20%. Our federal government could not cut 1 penny out of $1 and keep printing money, drive up inflation. She cannot tell you, or Biden cannot tell you where they want to cut. They just kick can down the road. It's so sad to see our young people tell me they feel like they have no shot at their American dream. My campaign slogan is about save our American dream for all our children and grandchildren. If you cannot afford anything, government can give you free stuff here, $1, $2, but your inflation up is a lot more. So you don't have net gain. Your net income is going down, and the national debt keep growing. That means inflation will even shoot up even higher if we don't cut the government right now. Stick to 6 penny plan. We'll see how many people from Democrat side will come out to support that.
Let's turn to foreign policy. Be hesitant to support more financial aid for Ukraine in its ongoing war with Russia, partly because you wonder where the path to victory really is. To be clear, in Congress, are you a no vote on any future funding for Ukraine?
I have been saying that for 3 years now, almost 3 years. So much being spent, so many people died, and where's the path to victory? Where did the money go? And how can we afford it? It's like, how do we pay for it? We're talking about national debt reduction and the 6 penny plan for our federal government budget. At the same time, we're going to continue to talk about Ukraine money. On my campaign trail, I can tell you, 95% of people tell me, Lily, we need more money in our district. We need the mental health. We need the rehab centers. We need maybe senior workers. And we really don't care about what's going on in other countries right now. I mean, if all the people support that, I urge you to donate. There are lots of billionaires, rich people, and maybe we'll be able to donate some money to Ukrainians and to fight the tyranny, the aggression. But for our people, they tell me we need our resources here. I will put our people first.
So that's a no vote. Ms. Goodlander.
Math cannot add up, okay? And I'm very good with math. Maybe that's stereotype for aging Americans. If you want to pay all the stuff you want to pay, then do your math. How are we going to pay for it? Show me the path. Borrow money from China or print money to drive up inflation. And you say Ukrainian flag everywhere in Nashua. I have not seen that many. As I said, if Democrats want to do this, billionaires want to do this, neocons want to do this, please do. Donate your own money. So many people have died. It's time to bring peace and talk to the table. President Trump is talking about he will be for peace deals as soon as he gets elected. We cannot afford to engage in endless wars. And your husband, Jake Sullivan, National Security Advisor, is causing the world on fire because he's incompetent. He should get fired.
Ms. Goodlander, 30 seconds.
You've expressed your strong support for Israel, but also say the U.S. needs to ask, like you've discussed in the previous question, how we're going to pay for that support. Do you want to stop sending military or financial aid to Israel? And if so, what would persuade you?
Morally, diplomatically, and as an ally, we support Israel. I do. And it's only democracy in the Middle East. And it's Americans' best interest and to keep Israel free and democratic. President Trump actually broke several peace deals in Middle East. He was nominated for actually Nobel Peace Prize. Of course, mainstream media will not report that. And right before, Saudi Arabia and Israel reached peace deals, and Hamas attacked Israel. Think about who is behind that attack. How did Hamas get all this money? Iran. And guess who gave billions of dollars to Iran, enabled them to buy hundreds of billions of dollars, actually sell hundreds of millions of dollars oil to China? Thanks to our National Security Advisor who runs our foreign policy. So we need to come up. We support Israel, but when it comes to money-wise, and we need to have smarter, effective foreign policies.
Next question.
Failed to hit their recruitment numbers. Today's active duty Army is the smallest force it's been since 1940. Something that members of both parties have brought up is that potential recruits who have past diagnoses of depression, anxiety, or other disorders can be disqualified, and this affects the pool of eligible applicants. Would you support legislation allowing recruits to seek waivers if they've had treatment for mental health? Ms. Tang Williams, we'll start with you on this one.
I'm proud to say I have two sons who are veterans, and I have three wonderful children all come out to endorse their mom and vouch for her character, perseverance, and patriotism. And the recruiting efforts installed, I think, to do with today's military that we have been focused on other social engineering stuff. DEI, they are doing that in the military. And also that vaccine mandate during pandemic, nobody wants to join military. Our military is being politicized, and that's why people don't want to join. And all those young men who want to serve their country, I met some of them in Concord after high school. They say they don't want to join because it's a woke military and they have to take the COVID shots. So I hope that as a Congress, a woman in the DC, I want to focus on military's mission instead of those social issues inside of our military.
Ms. Goodlander.
Alleviate some of that fear and anger that's out there in this country.
Well, when your former boss 6 months ago come out to call all Trump supporters are garbage, and that's like half the country becoming garbage, that's not unifying and positive. And it's been going on for a while. Your boss is the most divisive president since I come to this country. Talk about white supremacy. I mean, you are white, lots of people are white, and talk about MAGA Republicans are threats to democracy. You know, all those rhetorics do not help. I like to talk about American dream, how happy I'm here, how much I love this country. I want to serve the people. That's something we should focus on.
We've hit time for closing statements. First.
Well, it is an American dream for me to be here. I know I'm the underdog in this race, but I trust the people to decide after tonight. I am independent-minded, a legal immigrant come here to live under freedom and prosperity. I'm the embodiment of that American dream. I want to make sure we save it. It's worth saving for. You have a serious choice to make today. Do you want somebody truly represent the people, or you want somebody from DC swamp?
Oh.
Do you want somebody to tell you the truth, even though she has to stand alone to say no? Or you want somebody that's going to repeat her party's talking points?
Oh.
Do you want somebody who will put our citizen interest first and to really show compassion and sympathy toward the daily struggles? Or you want somebody who was born with silver spoon, had no idea how the regular people economically and mentally struggling with daily life? I'm asking for your vote. I will always have
Ms.
town
Williams.
halls. I will represent you with pride and transparency.
That's time.
Thank you.
Ms. Goodlander?